culture is actually
There's a man down.
Calling both games.
This rendition of Sportsball is brought to you by Rocket Money. It was once known as Truebill, but it's the same all-in-one finance platform that helps you streamline your expenses. I've had a lot happen in my life as of late. New house, overspending on furnishings, upgrading equipment and software. With all of these moving parts, things tend to fall through the cracks financially. This is where Rocket Money fills in that void. It manages your bills, subscriptions, overall finances and savings, and checks your credit score all in one place. I'm personally a fan of canceling subscriptions from the service itself. I forgot that I had a New York Times subscription for a video I did a few months ago. With a few clicks on Rocket Money, it's automatically canceled. It's a good tool to have for money management, and over 3.4 million users agree. You can try it for free by going to rocketmoney.com/tree or by clicking the link in the description. And that's only with Rocket Money. Now we can manage the football that happened in week 2. Or at least try to. Witness the future of football. A land where it streams as smoothly as the morning piss. Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. The television is becoming antiquated, baby. The future is online, but some things still remain the same. That being the goddamn Chargers failing to capitalize on a chance to usurp control of the division. They'll have every opportunity to do so. A 10-plus point lead, interception chances by the score that they somehow get Butterfingers on. To be fair, this pick was undone by a pretty shit penalty, but you can't expect the refs to help here. San Diego's scorned son is strong on defense, but they can't hold off Mahomes and company for long. They have enough talent to tie this game up again with a fantastic play or two. One led by Justin Herbert. He's a beast that makes me eat shit every day with his rocket arm. They're going to go all the way to the 1-yard line and regain the lead.
Again, quick tempo, and picked off at the 1-yard line. That is Watson out in front. Snead to protect them as well. All the way for the touchdown.
Vintage fucking Chargers. This is why I never have any hope for them to break out of their curse. Because when they have the chance to, they hurt themselves in confusion. This also happened, literally, with Justin Herbert. Dude's ribs are fucked because his line is destroyed and he's still throwing darts. He has my respect. Not enough to uncharger this team, but a valiant effort regardless. Please free him from this hell. If you had hope about the Colts this season, I don't know what to say. Anyone with a brain could have told you that no matter what outfit Jacksonville puts out, they will own them in Duval. I could just copy-paste the same shit I said in Week 18 last year and it would still be pretty accurate. The Jags looked like the well-coached veteran team. Trevor Lawrence and James Robinson had great games, and Matt Ryan looked completely washed in the face of that defense. They couldn't convert a 4th and goal to save their lives. You guys sure Carson Wentz was the only problem the team had? Thought they'd been clowned against the dregs of their division? Reich and Ballard? I'd consider updating your LinkedIn profiles if I were you. The young and hungry Lions are eager to assert themselves on the NFL savannah. Harkening back to the days of organized labor, Detroit proceeded to seize the means of production from the commies. Aiden Hutchinson leading his comrades to topple the oppressive shackles of a team projected to be pretty bad this year. Exposing Washington's supposedly mighty defense is a hollow shell rife with corruption. It may not be much to the rest of us, but for the Lions, this is a groundbreaking victory. Or at least it would be if they had a defense that could hold Wentz's wild ride to some semblance of limitation in the second half. I would be worried about Detroit blowing the lead, but Washington and game clocks are concepts foreign to each other. The only lesson to learn here is that Carson Wentz and garbage time are a deadly mix. The Lions should learn not to make every game a heart attack. It will benefit them in the future. We have entered hell. The New York Giants aren't complete ass. Somewhere in the distance, the devil is hosting a boat party and we're all invited to it. It's amazing what a coach that isn't completely useless can do for a franchise. Brian Dable and Wink Martindale have added elements of tenacity and persistence to all facets of play. The G-Men terrorized Baker Mayfield and company all game. Note that this is without 2 of their best pass rushers. You can say that the Giants have played an overrated Titans and shitty Carolina, but this team just feels different. They fight and claw for wins. When New York needed plays, they stepped up and made things happen. The Panthers may be dealing with an anchor the size of Matt Rule, but it's a promising start. All looks bright on the perilous road to 7-10. For the Giants, that's called a breakthrough. 3 of the worst offensive minds in the NFL today taking a bludgeon to anything resembling modern football. This is the kind of game that wouldn't be won, but lost by unforced errors in shit play calling. Today, like most matchups between these two in recent history, the Patriots live rent-free on several floors of the Highmark building. One thing became very clear to us all again. TJ Watt is the pass rush for the Steelers. Without him, it's non-existent. If you combine this with Nelson Aguilar mossing someone like he's one of his critics, and Gunnar Olszewski revealing himself as a double agent, New England escapes a battle between two fighters decades past their prime. The Steelers are embracing Matt Canada's namesake. Watered down, laughable, and a mockery of anything resembling an offense. To be frank, they're still lucky. They should be 0-2. If you were to tell me that Bucs-Saints was going to be the most infuriating offensively challenged game of the week, I would have laughed hysterically at you. Then again, the Saints are without Alvin Kamara, and Tampa Bay can't convert a 4th and short to save their lives. Here is where we all get concerned about Tom Brady. It looks like his soul's being sucked out of him in press conferences. And with the offense all out of sorts, plus his line destroyed, Brady breaks down like he's at home with Giselle. His team's getting an earful. The poor Microsoft Surface tablets on the sideline are being killed off one by one. We'd feel worse for this genocide, but no one uses those things without being paid to. It took them over 3 quarters to get any semblance of offense going. Fortunately, Brady was so worried about going back to his family that he all but forced his team to victory at gunpoint. Famous Jameis tried to counter with his own punches, but reopening the turnover bakery while fighting off 4 fractures in his back. That's impressive to me. I respect his dedication to feed the poor defenders on the field of play. Doesn't do much for the Saints, but they were banged up. I'll give them a pass here. Cleveland, this should be a gimme game for you. You're playing the New York Jets at home. They're starting Joe Flacco again. The Jets are very young and out of sorts after being crushed by the Ravens. Oh no, Robert Saleh is keeping receipts of the haters. I'm so scared of being forced to eat shit. All you have to do is give the ball to Nick Chubb about 50 times. I know you're worried about running him ragged before Deshaun gets back, but you need wins. It doesn't matter how ugly they are, you just need that number to keep going up. There's no worry on that end. Chubb's a beast. Results are crystal clear against this bottom feeder. Cleveland is up by 13 with less than 2 minutes left. The Jets have no timeouts. You could even miss the extra point, that's fine. The Browns aren't that pathetic anymore.
Jets offensive line holding up well there. Flacco wide open. It's Davis. Davis waltzes in for the touchdown.
You seriously had nobody covering over the top? Can you at least recover the onside kick?
Trying to convert. Then his onside kick. He goes near side of the field. Who's got it? It's still loose.
I think
And
the
the
Jets
Jets.
Oh, it's one of these games, ain't it, Cleveland? You aren't satisfied with just breaking hearts. You want to crush them while they watch.
Flacco over the middle. It's caught. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson.
Are you shitting me? You'd think Joe Woods would call something besides soft zone with less than 2 minutes left. I saw more defensive resistance at the fucking Capitol building. They made Joe Flacco look elite in 2022. This isn't a standard choke. This is divine retribution. The Browns thought themselves mightier than the gods and forced Goliath to take a small rock right between the eyes. You know why this is? Explain, Cleveland. What the fuck is this bullshit? Don't give me this, oh, it's only a small percentage of fans shit. You pigeonholed all of us when Big Ben was a piece of shit. I'll do the same to you. Know what this equals? Lolcow of the week. Congratulations. You made Pittsburghers feel less shitty about their awful loss.
You know, Billy, we blew it.
The opening salvo was fired from the first kick return. Baltimore would make Hurricane Andrew look like a children's party. Lamar Jackson woke up this morning, and he chose violence. The Ravens refused to pay him what he wanted, and Lamar is going to make someone pay. May even be Baltimore with his demands for guaranteed money. No matter what happens, people will bleed. He will destroy every defense he faces with his arm and his feet. Every opponent he faces will be forced to bend the knee. Submission to his excellence is mandatory. Even Tua Turnbull is in agreement with this consensus. It is domination on the Chesapeake. 35-14 at the end of the third quarter. With how this offense is clicking, it doesn't matter that the Ravens' defense is getting killed by injuries again. You only need 2 outside linebackers to hold Tua to... Hey, Tua, there's no need to try and one-up your critics today. This is Lamar's show. I don't care that the Ravens are running out of cornerbacks. The narrative is that he can't throw further than 20 yards. Why is he throwing deep? Oh my god, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are going ham. How the fuck is this game tied? In literally no time at all. Baltimore, with how bad your defense is imploded, you needed 6 there. Justin Tucker can kick all the field goals he wants, but Tua's haters are in meltdown mode. He's having a game we haven't seen since Alabama. It's effortless for him. Can the Ravens even bother to make a stop anymore?
Tunnel by Loa. Blocked by Armstead. Tua to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown! Caught for the touchdown! Waddle!
Man, you guys really love delivering brutal pain during home games. That was fucking pathetic. The Ravens falconed. Even more than the Falcons did in week 1. That's a skill few can replicate. You know what? I don't care if Lamar signed or not. He deserves so much better than this shit. When a defense allows Tua to throw for over 400 yards and 6 TDs, that's the kind of shit that gets people fired. This was supposed to be Baltimore's emergence to greatness. Too bad Miami usurped it at the last moment. It's a fitting way to die.
You blew it. Fish.
You didn't expect Seattle to pull off more bullshit this week, did you? They were riding a shit ton of emotion and had a Hackett handicap to aid them before. This time around, we slowly realized we all thought who we thought they were. San Francisco, being able to play on a field that wasn't a complete swamp, suffocated their longtime foe. They beat them in the air. They crushed them in the trenches. And simply lied in wait for the Seahawks to make careless errors with the ball. Smooth sailing. Nothing else happened of note. I would not look into the injury news anytime soon, Niners. That quarterback has simply never existed. Your quarterback has always been Jimmy G. It will continue to be Jimmy G. Trey Lance was simply a bad dream you had. Move on to next week. Guys, I think Nathaniel Hackett may be completely overmatched as a head coach. Why do I think this? Oh, there are a couple reasons. Mainly the fact that he's total shit at game planning, and play calling, and clock management, and anything related to being a head coach of a football team. The Broncos still can't score a damn touchdown in the red zone. They've developed a phobia of scoring inside the 20. Chef Russ is abandoning his stove and burning the bottom of a pot while trying to cook ramen. Thank the Lord they're playing the Texans, or else this game would have gotten out of hand. It's the fourth quarter. The game is tied. All of Denver wants to fall into a black hole. Nathaniel Hackett couldn't call a pizza delivery, so bad at it. And you should be thankful it's only that. They'll still need a miracle to win.
Play fake. Wilson taking a shot deep for his tight end, and what a catch!
Oh my god, Denver, you did it! You scored a touchdown! This is the greatest accomplishment in your franchise's history. Winning one of the ugliest games I have ever seen. I don't know how it happened, but I'm even more skeptical of Hackett than I am now. Everyone knew the Rams were going to respond after being punched in the mouth. They still have the incredible talent that got them a Super Bowl ring. And against a doormat in Atlanta, there won't be any contest whatsoever for LA. There's going to be a celebration that was robbed of them against Buffalo. Complete obliteration of the hopes and dreams of a team deep in a rebuild. Storming out to a 28-3 lead. Oh, the cursed lead. Do these fools not realize the dangers of what they have just unleashed upon the world? Everyone knows that a 28-3 lead means certain death for a franchise. It doesn't matter if they're playing the team that unleashed this hex, it affects the perpetrator all the same. It is incredible. The Atlanta Falcons, the incredible chokers that they are, have a chance to end the horrible narratives. They are coming back from the deficit they made famous. The NFL world is rooting for them. They've whittled the lead down to 1 score. It will be the ultimate redemption for years of perpetual failure. Let us hope it will be so.
Here's Mariota. Hit as he throws for the end zone. A jump ball intercepted! Jalen Ramsey with the pick!
Of course, I forgot this is Atlanta. Even when they get the chance to come back from 28-3, they will somehow still blow the damn game. It was a valiant effort, but revenge is usually never fulfilled. Did you think they, of all teams, would overcome it? Too bad. Get back in the corner and be the worthless punching bag that you are. Cincy? Are you going to get rid of this nasty hangover you've been afflicted with? Now, don't get me wrong, watching you squirm is satisfying as a division rival, but this is Dallas you're facing off against. A Dallas team starting Cooper Anal Rush at quarterback. This was supposed to be a massacre. The only thing getting massacred is your offensive line. Even in an age where they did significant things to repair it, Joe Burrow is getting destroyed. 6 sacks and endless pressures on the game, which leads me to fear he will be injured yet again. Can only take so much of a beating. So can the defense. The Cowboys have a 14-point lead when they were all but dead to rights. However, the Bengals do have weapons to play with on offense. Not many can stop Jamar Chase. Not many can stop Joe Burrow when he has time in the pocket. Zach Taylor may be doing his best to ruin everything, but the game is tied. Last season, the Bengals would put this game away and walk off with a victory. Not today. Burrow cratered under the might of the Cowboy defense, and Cooper Rush is moving the offense better than Dak did. He drove them to field goal range. How is this even a thing?
There it is, on the way! Maher's kick! It's good!
Good news, Cincy. You're the latest recipient of a humiliating AFC North loss this week. Join your brethren on the Losermobile. It's the only joy any of you will get. Seriously, though, how the hell did Dallas look better this week than last? What do you get when you have two coaches that fancy themselves as offensive geniuses, yet are forced to rely on talent to bail them out of their own idiocy? Well, you get this game. The first serve went to the Raiders, as they would take an absolutely useless game plan by Cliff Kingsbury and dominate them on all fields of play. For the Cardinals, I wouldn't be worried about the defense. They've been shit for a while. It's the offense that's alarming. This is Kingsbury's baby, and they can do nothing against the black hole. Kyler looks off. The whole system looks out of sorts. It's enough for the Raiders to secure a 20-0 lead against their foes. But what has been the calling card of the modern NFL? Totally coincidental comebacks that are becoming so commonplace that they're losing all meaning. Nothing makes sense anymore. So Kyler Murray goes to the options menu, ups his gameplay sliders all the way to 100 and carries the Cardinals to relevance. My God, it's unbelievable. The endless gaming sessions have amplified his reaction speed. Dude's not only no-scoping 12-year-olds on Call of Duty, he's no-scoping entire defensive schemes. Look at him rubber banding to frustrate every Raiders fan in attendance. This is why Arizona drafted the bastard to begin with. Note that this rambling encompassed one entire 2-point conversion, yet Kyler shows no mercy. It would be nice if the Raiders' offense could do something to help, but Josh McDaniels always botches these kinds of situations. Denver could buy you a drink and tell you all about that. However, Arizona has a chance to be seen as utter frauds or utter frauds that somehow won the game. There are endless breaks given to the Cardinals. Happenstance penalties, Kyler Murray adding more tape to a defense's film study, Las Vegas completely exhausted thanks to being stuck on the field for a fucking age. Slowly but surely, the clock whittles away. The Raiders have had countless chances to put this game away, but they failed to do so. Time has ticked down to nothing. Put up or shut up time, kids.
Murray stepping up, gonna run for it, gonna make the end zone for the touchdown.
Welcome to the unbelievable bullshit of Kyler Murray football. Now prepare for the inevitable 2-point conversion.
From 7 yards out for the 2 points and the tie, Murray directing traffic to the end zone, diving, and the catch is made. A.J. Green.
Somewhere an Oakland A's executive is crying. This could have been theirs, but he chose to play football. Now with Arizona receiving the ball, they can finish their pathetic opponent off.
Murray going to throw it deep, down the sideline, and he's got a man, and bounced out of bounds is Marquise Brown.
Hollywood, you couldn't catch that shit? What the fuck did they bring you in for, to flop around and fail miserably? Now the Raiders can return to ruining their own chances at a victory. But you'll say, oh, that's impossible, they're in field goal range. How did they do so now?
Second and 10, quick pass outside, and that is complete. That is Moreau, and Moreau fighting for yardage. The ball is loose again. Picked up by the Cardinals. This is Byron Murphy to the end zone for the touchdown and the win.
Deus Ex Machina, that's how. Oh, great, now every media pundit's going to pretend that Kingsbury's a genius when in reality he got bailed out by talent and circumstance. Not to mention, Josh McDaniels is a shit coach who should have never been given another shot to begin with. I personally wish the only win went to Kyler Murray. He was one of the only players who deserved it. Arizona got insanely lucky. They should have lost 12 separate times, yet Las Vegas and the NFL kept nudging shit in their direction. Every game has to be a drug cocktail these days, doesn't it? This league really is gonna kill me.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
Despite all the chaos and insanity of modern football, there are things that still remain the same. That being Green Bay teabagging the Chicago Bears at every given opportunity. It's to be expected the Bears are quite young and undergoing a much-needed rebuild. However, that won't stop Aaron Rodgers from claiming a stake of land in Arlington Heights. And in Chicago proper. Chicago tried their damnedest to stop the two-headed monster of Rodgers and Aaron Jones. I don't blame them for failing, it's just that they were the unfortunate victims of a revenge game after a Week 1 failure. The Bears can try all they want, it won't matter in the end. Be it by their own mistakes or Packer might, they will lose this game. Maybe it has to do with that failed goal line conversion where they ran a QB sneak out of shotgun with a disadvantage at interior line on 4th down. Yeah, that works well. It was over then. Tough luck, Bears. Fail again next time. You may think that public sacrifices were considered taboo hundreds of years ago, but in Buffalo, it's still a way of life. They have returned triumphantly, with many Titans held prisoner in their possession. One by one, these men are brought to the 50-yard line. Hefty portions of ketchup and mustard are doused on their bodies, and a knife is driven through their ribcage. As they scream in agony, Bill's Mafia cheers in bloodlust. Their still-beating hearts are consumed to give them strength. It is ritual annihilation, and there will be nothing to stop them. Ryan Tannehill must sit on the sidelines and watch in horror as his pleas are intercepted. Buffalo will march forward to their next victim. Or is it that Tennessee is just a bad team this year? There are 2 Monday Night Football games this week? I was wondering why the West Coast Invitational wasn't Week 1, but the NFL is apparently trying out something new, which means it'll be a regular occurrence soon enough. Perhaps the Eagles will be a team consistently featured in this new Monday night slot. Flashing new talent and a complete performance, they shut down any naysayers like Darius Slay clamped Justin Jefferson's production. Not to mention, Jalen Hurts has shown some flashes of being a big-time quarterback. With his offensive weapons, this team can make noise against a group other than Minnesota. You think Kirk Cousins is going to offer resistance? It's a Monday night game. This is his version of Stage 5-2 on Ninja Gaiden. That made sure this wasn't a contest. Easy win for the Eagles. Perhaps too easy. Football is a brutal game. May the bell toll for the fallen.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Thus concludes another week of this sermon on the field. Amen.
Another chip shot try. From 20, and it's blocked! That's a live ball into the hands of Mike Jackson! And he gets past Wisnowski! Tariq Woolen comes up huge! The rookie with the block! And Mike Jackson with his first NFL touchdown! And that has turned the game around, perhaps!